Poles made a move today that has kind of pointed the Bears in the direction that they are absolutely going to be trying to compete for next season. On tonight's nightly episode, me, Bobby, C-Dub, Stevo, we're going to break down what we think this could mean for the future of the Chicago Bears. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
Into Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. C-Dub, Bobby, Stevo, and I'm Haize, all in the building today to hold this down tonight, man. So many episodes today, but we told you guys every night during at least the first week of free agency, we'll be doing nightly episodes. This is day 4. Fellas, we've all gotten to talk about the trade. Bobby hasn't yet got a chance to talk about it, so I'm going to go to Bobby first on this one. The Bears get Keenan Allen for a 4th-round pick in this year's draft. Bobby, how you feeling?
You ain't getting a better wide receiver in the 4th round than Keenan Allen. I'm gonna take it. I mean, I understand that a lot of people wanted Mike Williams. I was like, I don't know. I know what Mike Williams could bring, but a little injury got me a little shaky. Keenan Allen, he dealt with his injuries as well, but he was definitely more available than Mike Williams, if y'all could correct me if I'm wrong. But I love the move. You got to go out here and get the for sure guys. I know there's been a lot of discussion about Curtis Samuels, me being on Tyler Boyd, and a couple other people that's been out there. Some people wanted Ryan Poles to overpay for Calvin Ridley or overpay for some other guys, and Ryan Poles really took his time with this. And again, I said it earlier, I believe yesterday. Well, I said it sometime. I think that Ryan Poles has been taking into consideration the advice of his guys that's on his staff, and I mean his coaching staff. We seen him go out the defensive guys in favor of Matt Eberflus, and the last few signings, I believe, have been in favor of his offensive coaching staff. You go get you a center in Coleman Shelton. You go get you another offensive lineman and the other guy, Jake Kerhan. And then now you go get you another number one wide receiver to add on to the number one wide receiver that you have already. Now you are in a prime position to pretty much do whatever the hell you want, whether that's take Marvin Harrison Jr. or look at other options to make this offense one of the most explosive offenses in Bears history. This is changing the narrative for Chicago Bears. We always been the monsters of the midway, but now this offense is going to be feared as long as everybody is doing their job and Shane Waldron puts these guys in prime position. I believe Shane Waldron is going to do that. The system makes a lot of sense. You get your home run running back, you get your tight end too, you get another wide receiver, and you still are trying to build in the trenches with the offensive line. Hell of a job by Ryan Poles. Continue to keep up the good work, and I'm about to throw the shades on. Fuck. Shit.
We move as a unit over here. Hey,
you're lucky I ain't got no flip phone.
Release the Allen deal. That's what Ryan Poles said. Flood the streets. Hey, send out the word. We back up. That's what Ryan Poles said.
He said yesterday's price. It's not today's price.
So when you look at it right now, the Chicago Bears over this offseason have strengthened their O-line with depth. They still, they brought in centers that are going to compete for their starting center position. We still need a little bit more depth there. They've added versatile weapons coming off that bench for that O-line. Then when you look at the weapons, we are now adding Keenan Allen to DJ Moore, which are 2 number 1 wide receivers, right? We got that. You got 2 useful tight ends in Cole Kmet and Everett. You then got an explosive back this offseason in Swift that you're adding to Khalil Herbert and Roschon Johnson. Now, we just got to know who, regardless of whatever's being done, Ryan Poles has put whoever the quarterback is next year for the Chicago Bears in an amazing situation. You got Shane Waldron. You got that whole offensive staff in there that you completely revamped outside of the O-line coach last season. So the question that everybody is now asking themselves is this: who's going to be passing to Keenan Allen next season? Oh, go ahead, Dub.
Okay. Let's get that out. You just heard what my man Drip just said. The offense is going to be stacked
Coach T, get your ass up here, bro. How about that? I'm gonna send you a link
bro.
on Twitter. Bring your ass on up.
No, bro.
Oh shit.
Yes, sir.
Y'all ain't ready.
Stacked with talent. And if you look at the defense was already playoff ready last year. The Bears go into this draft with 4 draft picks. I do not think that's enough to plug all the little cracks and holes and peepholes that we have on this team, mainly in the trenches. Both sides of the ball. You trade that number 1 pick and you keep Justin Fields. I said it.
Just to everybody clear before the arguing starts, this is our opinion. We're not saying that this is absolutely what the Bears are going to do. This is our opinion. We'll talk about both sides of it regardless. Best believe we're going to make it to all the sides. So make sure you guys stay
Repeat that
tuned
one more time for the Negroes in the back.
We will be talking about all possibilities. So if you hear the possibility that you don't like first, calm down, hold your tits. We're going to talk about your side as well. All right. Coach T, I sent it on Twitter, my guy, or X, whatever you want. I refuse to call it X. We sent it on Twitter. But all right. Were you done, Dub? Or
yeah,
okay?
Done.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Stevo, who's the QB,
man? I don't know, bro. I really don't know. But if I'm going back to my original thoughts, I've always based my opinion on the football thinking mindset first. I don't care what nobody said. I don't care unless your name was Ryan Poles or something within the Bears organization. I don't care what you said. So I've been going up about the first major move that we made this offseason. We fired everybody on the coaching staff but one person. And that one person, even though we all don't really like him like that, is the reason why we got a playoff bones defense before us. Now, what's the second thing we did? We kept one more person. We kept Simo, and we promoted him. So now all he's in charge of is probably a good 60% of most of the play calls that's going to be made. And then the next move, we hire Shane Waldron. Oh, don't y'all run similar systems? Don't look y'all changing the system. All I gotta come doing is put in my passes and packages already. Off rip, what did that sound like they're doing? Getting prepared to make an advance of what they already have. Justin Field is already here.
Well,
we just seen what he did with a Geno Smith, and y'all know damn fuck well who more talented between those two.
It's easy.
So that's one thing. Then forget all everything. Let's just fast forward all the way to now. We got 4 picks left. What's one thing Ryan Poles has said since the beginning? We're building through the draft. I'm going to say it one more time. We're building through the draft.
Yep.
If you think he can fill up these holes that we have remaining on both sides of the ball with only 4 picks, I don't know. Now, there's a possibility that he goes beside himself and not does the Ryan Poles type of thing and go get his quarterback. He might just do it. That's the reason why he's taking so long making this decision. But at the end of the day, football-wise, you ain't changing the system. You just bring in a backup to speak the language of the system you already in because it's not changing the language, it's just changing. What did that sound like? It sounds like you're keeping the dude that's already here. So if I had to put some money on it, look like I ain't got to throw away my JF1 jersey.
Oh, bro.
Stevo just cooked. Bobby, how you feeling, man?
First of all, I love what all you guys have said already. And I love that Coach T's going to be sliding because I love what he said on his channel today as well. But I'm going to let him speak for himself. For me personally, look, this thing could still either go either way. Like, it still could be wild as hell. It could still be crazy. But I got to look at the evidence that I've been gathering too. The Washington Commanders, when you talk about the new owners, who's involved, and all that, I'm looking at Magic Johnson specifically. Magic Johnson spent time in the NBA with the Los Angeles Lakers and was like, oh, Lonzo Ball, you're a hometown kid. Let's make sure the hometown kid stays with the hometown franchise. Over De'Aaron Fox, he drafted Lonzo Ball. Caleb Williams.
Damn.
Damn.
They
Damn,
just
he
sniped
was
his
was
ass.
cooking.
he was
They just
finna
sniped
cook,
his ass.
bro.
Well, he was cooking. He was cooking. Oh
I'm
man, I'm
with
gonna step
DC
in.
now. Be
Oh,
with it.
there you go.
There you go.
You
Am I
froze
back?
for a second. Get back to
Go
cooking.
ahead.
You're back now.
Oh, I was gonna say that it tells me that the hometown kid might be getting a little, picking up a little bit of steam, and it don't just end there for me. I'm looking at all the moves that the Commanders are doing. They traded away Sam Howell, so we know they taking a quarterback. We already knew that. But then you go get Cliff Kingsbury. Then you start bolstering up the defense for a defensive head coach just to kind of help with that. It looks like they want to run that air raid offense. So when you come to me, I'm looking at the guy that's already been here. They got all his teammates rallying behind him. And there is a reason to add on to Stevo's point. You didn't retain Lou Getsy. You fired everybody that had something to do with him, except a few people that was still left on the board. I gotta look, if I gotta put my money on JF1, and I don't think that the Chicago Bears are happy with 4 picks. And Coach T, hurry up, because I don't want to say your point for you. I want you to say it yourself on what you said about the New York Giants. Please hurry up.
Oh, yeah, he just cooked somebody in the space with that, but I ain't gonna talk about it.
So I'm gonna lay it much like I'm gonna pick up kind of from where Bobby laid out. When you look at the situation that the Bears are currently in, and this is just again my opinion, we'll talk about both sides of it. But my opinion is that this front office, had it not been for having the number 1 overall pick, wouldn't be looking to trade Justin Fields anyway. Let's just be clear on that. They would not be looking. If the Bears fell at number 4, number 3, anything else, they would not be looking at a quarterback. They're considering a quarterback because they have the number 1 overall pick for 2 years in a row. They are considering drafting Caleb Williams. I'm not saying that's not there. But then when you look at everything that's been laid out, and I'm somebody much like Bobby, much like Stevo, I like to look at the full situation. The Commanders are preparing for a trade. Now, that may not be with the Chicago Bears, but it's clear there after trading their quarterback, getting more picks, they are prepared to use the 6 of their top 100 picks, right? I think it's 6 of the top 100 picks to make a trade to get a guy that can be the quarterback of that team. That's clear. Then when you look at what the Chicago Bears have done so far, they've gone out and they've strengthened every bit of their weaknesses. The weapons aren't a thing anymore. Offensive line still needs some work, but we have some of the best weapons that the Chicago Bears as an organization, if you've been a fan of this organization for years, you know that is not hyperbole. We are prepared to have some of the most weapons that we have ever had on this team, period, point blank. And to me, what we're seeing right now is a GM that has made his decision, that is waiting to play everything against each other to get the most back. But there is no way that you can tell me that Ryan Poles is going to go through this draft with only 4 first-round picks. Now, you can get picks by trading Justin. You can get picks by trading the number 9. But what is going to net you the most picks back without having to trade multiple times? That's number 1. That's what it is. We got a guest coming in. We're going to give the floor to him. We got Coach T in the building for the first time ever on Chicago Bears Central. Coach T's in the building. What's going on, Coach T?
That's what's up. That's what's up. What's going on, fellas?
Yo.
We in the building. What up, Chicago Bears Central, man?
What's
It's been in the works for a minute, huh?
Facts.
Yes.
Oh man, what's going on? Is there any news to report right
Just
now?
a little bit. There's nothing major. But I'm gonna throw the same question to you. I know I'm jumping right in there with you, Coach T.
Let's go.
The question that everybody's asking: who's going to be passing to Keenan Allen and DJ Moore next year, and why? Take the floor. You got the floor here.
All right, let me give y'all the long answer to a short question, right? So let's take a step back. We go back to the combine. We go back to our Bridge report about the combine. In the report, it says Williams and team chose to move the 30 visit back to next Wednesday, or a pass after next Wednesday, the pro day, right? So for Ryan Poles, why does it make sense to move that to allow? If you it was already news that they scheduled to move the 30 visit up in the first place. Usually those 30 visit happen after the pro day, right? The 30 visit, the pro day happens, then the 30 visit, right? So why would Ryan Poles volunteer to lose leverage? Now, for all my chess players out there, right? My chess players out there that like to play, you watch my people that like to watch Games of Thrones, you know what I'm saying? Things like that, right? Why would you give up leverage? The only leverage you have is time. So watch this. The only leverage Washington has in this whole scenario is time. The closer they push Ryan's decisions to the draft or on the clock, it puts him in the bind, right? So you think about the scenario that Peter King described when he was on the Barroom Network. He said, go back to the New York Giants, Phillip Rivers, San Diego scenario. What happened in that situation was they got whoever in the GM were at that time, they got the people on the phone. And while the clock was running, nobody picked up the phone to make a trade. They knew Eli Manning didn't want to play in San Diego, but nobody picked up the phone. The first person that picks up the phone in that situation loses leverage. It's a game of chicken. And the only leverage that Adam Peters is his name at Washington GM has was time. So why would Ryan Poles volunteer to give up the only leverage he has, which is time, getting all the information on Caleb ahead of time so he can make a decision? The time is the factor, right? So that wouldn't have been his call to make that call. So the second question for my logical thinkers out there is this. Okay, so you don't have all the information. Then why would you trade the hand in the bush, so to speak, the only player you do have without all the information? Why would you put him on a trading block? For all my 32 GMs out there doesn't want Caleb Williams. Well, let me break down that argument for you. 32 teams don't need a quarterback.
Facts.
So stop yelling 32 teams. About 7 or 8 teams needed a quarterback. So do me a favor. Again, logically break this down. How many teams needed a quarterback? 7 or 8. And you prioritize these for me. I have draft eligible quarterbacks, about 3 or 4 good ones we say that's in this draft, right?
Right.
Okay, how many good free agents did you say we had quarterbacks in the draft?
3.
Okay, so right now we're already at 7. So prioritize this for me. The draft eligible quarterbacks, the free agent quarterbacks, or a guy that's already on the team that I'm going to have to trade for and give up assets for. Who are you looking to get last? Who comes first and who comes last in that scenario? It's not Justin Fields, folks.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not finna. If I can draft a guy without giving up draft capital, I'm going to go there, right? And then this guy has a rookie quarterback, the draft eligible quarterbacks. If I can just sign a free agent, Kirk Cousins, Atlanta, I'm going to go with that option. The last option is going to be a guy already on a team under contract. What are we talking about? Fast forward, we're down to 4 picks. Oh, let me go back to the leverage conversation for you, right? So if I'm playing this game of chicken with Adam Peters, right, and Adams he's okay, I'm gonna wait them out, I'm gonna sweat them out, I'm gonna make a decision. I said this the last 2 shows.
That's the point I love right here,
bro. Okay, this is what I'm gonna tell you. So I like to play chess. If you want to play that game, if I'm Ryan Poles, I'm gonna do like this. Hey, New England, give me your best offer. New York Giants, give me your best offer. Denver, give me your best offer. Everybody down the pipeline, give me your best offer. I need your best and your brightest. Give me your best offer. And listen, I don't even have to make the deal, but all I have to do is float the story of the New York Giants. I don't have to make the deal. Just float the story. Hey, I got a deal on the table with the New York Giants to trade the number 1 pick, Caleb Williams. And so what happens then? Do you think the Washington Commanders can afford for Caleb Williams, their division rival, to see him twice a year
No.
for the next
Hell no.
whatever time? Bro, stop playing the tactical game, people. We elevate your thinking. It's not a tactical game at this point. It is a strategic game. And the reason why I say I think he's confident and this thing is out of here, 4 picks are left, but you're not making these moves if you don't have multiple offers on the table. You're not moving this greasy. He moving real greasy tonight, bro. He down
moving
to
real
4
greasy.
picks.
Yeah.
You're not doing that if you just have. Why would you put all your eggs? Again, y'all got to keep in mind, these people that's execs, that's business execs, they didn't just get there because they, you know what I'm saying, they had a you know what I'm saying, online class at personnel management at McDonald's. They got there because they know how to do business on a higher level than you and I. So you not making these moves if you don't have multiple offers on the table. Okay, I can afford to get rid of this 4th rounder for Keenan Allen. All right, hey Ian, go ahead and make the call, buddy, because we can afford to. I got my offer sitting over here, so I'm guessing we're about a week or 2 away, man. I'm willing to go on record and say it. We're about a week or 2 away for somebody saying, "All right, enough is enough. Let's go. I'm tired of playing." So it is what it is, man.
For sure.
Y'all, hey, I stand on it.
Oh, you think it's up to Washington? Oh, go ahead, Drip. Go ahead.
And the thing that I think too, and I've seen a lot of it in the chat, everybody now, I love how the narrative has become, Poles isn't paying that 5th-year option on Justin Fields. Prior to having the number 1 pick, nobody was talking about the Bears being reluctant to pay Justin Fields in this 5th-year option. That became the narrative after the Bears had the number 1 overall pick. And guess what? Objectively, how many 1-year deals have we seen Ryan Poles sign this offseason? If I'm not mistaken, if you count Keenan Allen being on a 1-year deal, 4 of them.
Right.
I about to say 4?
4 of them are 1-year deals. So it's not that much when it's not that, again, I'm just trying to get everybody to open their mind. Stop just thinking on your chosen narrative, meaning that that's the only option, right? And not like so many people you look at things only to how they fit in. All I'm trying to tell you guys is that much like what Ryan Poles is doing, he is set up for either way. Like, open your thinking. Everybody who's seen, who heard what Coach She just, oh no, that's what are we talking about? He's absolutely doing. Y'all got to chill and sit down. Stop being so wrapped up in your chosen narrative that you try to funnel everything into that chosen narrative. We at this channel have said very oftenly what our preferred outcome is. Go and check. You will find videos talking about both sides of things. Open your mind.
Yeah.
Period.
It's bro. It's a very. This is what because I, you know what I'm saying? I do this for a living, bro. I do this for a living. And, you know, you do this in corporate spaces all the time. You run into people that just can't pick up on and no insult, but it's a muscle that you have to exercise where you think strategically, right? And we always use the expression chess over checkers, but a lot of people don't understand what that means, right?
Facts.
The whole point of chess versus checkers is, and I was explaining this to my daughter today because we were actually playing chess. And I said, the point of the game is to never put yourself, it's not about getting a win. It's about getting the win-win. It's a 2 or 3 win scenario. So you never box yourself in. Like in checkers, I can take your piece, but you can turn around and take my piece. And the whole point of chess is to make sure that I have several different outcomes in a situation. So again, getting everybody's best and brightest offer allows me to be in a scenario or situation where I can say, okay, you know what, Washington, you don't want to play. Go ahead.
See, hold on. I'm about to go Petty Rosa. First of all, Tony, you out here.
Shit.
First of all, you're not about to be disrespectful to a guest that we have here. Secondly, your profile picture is all grown ass men with their mouth outs together. Your hose is ugly. If that's the caliber of hose that you deal with, your hose is ugly. So chill, sit yourself down. Stop with the chill shit. Stop being disrespectful, because if you want to be disrespectful, I can guarantee you, I'm the one with the mic. Can't nobody get more disrespectful than me. You stop being in a picture with a bunch of grown ass men, all with your tongues out, while somebody's trying to educate you. You don't have to agree. Understanding and agreeance are two very different things. But the thing that I can understand from your profile picture, your holes is ugly. Watch yourself.
Listen, I'm familiar with Haize's smoke, by the way, man. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. But listen, bro, I deal with this all the time, even on my own channel, right? But the whole thing is, I'm gonna challenge your thought process anyway.
Yeah,
you should want to be a strategic thinker.
Thank
Because
you.
this is how they control the masses. Get monolithic thinking in one direction. Watch this. If this thing was logically and strategically pointing in the other direction, I don't mind standing up and being like, hey, this thing is going there. There were certain points during this whole process where I look for tea leaves or thumbnails to say, this is going the other direction, right? Stevo is familiar with my foundation of my takes. Yeah. First of all, y'all don't know ball. You got to know ball. Facts. First of all, why do they keep Simo and Coach Dre? I want people to know ball to talk to me. Why do you keep your offensive line coach and your tight end coach?
What I just say?
Because your offensive line is the engine to your offense. Okay, coach, you didn't really break any news right there. Not only that, your offensive line coach is responsible for about 70% of the terminology and language connected to your offense. He calls whatever it is what it is. Slide protection right is rain. Slide protection left is lightning, because they both come to the sky. That's a passing game. So I'm slide protecting, or rip or Liz, whatever the language is. Simo's responsible for naming that in the run game and the pass game. That speaks to continuity. We have two offensive-minded GMs. We don't have regular guys. We don't have regular guys at the GM. We have guys that played the game. They strategically said, hey, we're keeping Simo and Dre because we want to keep continuity in this offense. And the shortest path from where we are to where we want to be and not overhauling the whole offense is to say, Simo, stay in place. Oh, they just so happen to promoted the guy to run game coordinator too, by the way. And so the moment I stopped and said, okay, stop there, don't get too carried away with yourself, that's my first clue. The second clue was what coordinator they brought in. If they would have brought in the coordinator that went against my first theory, my first tea leaf, then I would have been like, hey guys, okay, it's over. They brought in Cliff Kingsbury or a air raid RPO guy that's more conducive towards Caleb. Now, I said this shit 3 months ago before Ryan Leaf jumped on it, Dan Orlovsky jumped on it, anybody that y'all listen to jumped on it. I said this shit 3 months ago. Facts. The problem with Caleb is the challenge, not the problem. The challenge is 75% of his plays are air raid RPO plays where he's one or two reads. He doesn't make full progression NFL reads. I stumped Brendan Rice, Jerry Rice's son, in the lobby at the Senior Bowl with this very question. I said, so what am I supposed to do when I'm analyzing film and I got Caleb 75% RPO, 25% traditional NFL offense, and I got Jaden Daniels who's 90% NFL offense, and he won the Heisman, and he won it in the SEC against better competition, and he played dogs. Mm-hmm. I'm supposed to stack those guys and choose Caleb? Hell no. Jaden's my dude. He's the most NFL ready because what he does translates to the NFL.
Agree.
And this is why I say
a logical take, bro. What are we doing?
And this is why I say I don't talk ball with everybody, because if you talk ball talks the same language. And y'all don't be saying the same thing. Y'all don't understand what y'all watching.
I just had a coach on my show today to counter my own arguments. Say, hey, Nick, go for it. This is my conclusion. These are my premises that I'm establishing my conclusion on. Because we go into college these days and we take philosophy 202. We know how to make intellectual arguments and stuff. So you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, rip it apart. He was like, Coach, it is what it is, man. He was like, I can't do nothing with that. What am I do with that? The tea leaves are there. Now, if they do something opposite of what I just called out, at least from a logical standpoint, I help people manage their expectations. So if they go against it, touche, bro. It is what it is. But to me, I can live and die on that because to me it lines up.
And that's the problem with some of these people that's come out just like the clown that Haize just cooked. Y'all act like you can't have multiple takes or just understand the discussion from both sides. I understand you can have your opinion on what a team needs to go, but some people act like you can't look at the other side. That's pure stupidity in my opinion. And that's back to the main thing that you pretty much brought up and what we've been saying the entire time. You are ignoring the entire situation. We're not making the decisions. We're trying to draw conclusions, trying to figure it out and see where these guys are going to go with this decision. That's what it comes down to.
They don't see, bro. They don't see the nuance. They don't see listen, here's the thing. This is why I'm able to do that. I put together an offense, right? I laughed at Courtney Cronin's question. I thought it was, she asked Shane Waldron, she said, how's it that you can put together an offense and you don't even know who the quarterback is? And I was like, bro, if there was a question that said that, the media, the traditional media, has no fucking clue what happens and how you put together a football team and an offense. That was it. No disrespect to her. But how can you put together offense? You don't know who the quarterback is. There is so much you have to do before you even get to players and personnel. What Shane said is exactly what I said just now, and I built the takeoff of. Shane said exactly what I just said. He said we have to get together and figure out what our language is going to be. You have to. It's putting together offense is like writing a new language, and you have to do it every year. Some of the language is the same. Like, what is it? Spanish, and it's something that's kind of the same. Spanish and not French. It's something
Italian.
Portuguese.
That's what I wanted to say. So there'll be certain elements of the offense that sound the same. Some words are the same, but you came from this system. I came to this system. So we have to decide what we're going to call what and get everybody on the same sheet of music so we can establish the foundation of the offense. It's months before I even think about bringing Justin in the building or Caleb in the building and saying, okay, what this is like. We have to be on the same sheet of music before the players even come in. But those are subtle nuances like that but if you never designed the offense, installed the offense, game plan, or call plays on any level, you wouldn't know.
Of course.
And that's what we build our takes off of.
And Coach, you know what was funny? Everybody was like, why is Ryan Poles playing with us, breaking in Brett Riper? Exactly what you just said. The language.
Exactly. Why? What's his name? What's the center?
Coleman Shelton.
Coleman Shelton.
Coleman Shelton.
Oh, so okay. So Tuesday, I don't know if you caught this from Stevo. Tuesday, I said, guys, I got a hot take for you. It was Tuesday or Sunday. I said, I got a hot take for you. Look out for Shane bringing in a wide receiver because he has to have a player teacher on this offense to turn around and teach if you know football, you know this is how it goes down. You have to have a player teacher on the field because when they go to indies, there's only so many reps in training camp and in practice during the week. There are so many indie or individual reps. So you might be getting all the first team or second team reps, right? So for a new guy who's probably third on the depth chart, you don't know what's going on. The only way you know what's going on is having a guy explain to you what this is or what that is. The center coming out of this LA Rams system, he'll be able to go to the other guys and be like, hey, yeah, this is what coach expects out of you on this right here. Same thing with the quarterback that nobody understood the sign-in, but I'm thinking, okay, that's your player, teacher, player, coach on the field that can turn to Justin and say, hey, by the way, when I ran this concept versus cloud coverage cover 4, this is where the holes were, because you got to keep in mind, it's just not one play that you have to learn, or one concept. You have to learn that concept versus 5 or 6 or 16 coverages. So who's going to speed up the learning curve for you? That guy that's sitting in the quarterback room for you. Say, Justin, look right here.
That headset on.
That boy Coach
He's
T
gonna-
out here cooking.
he's
I
your
told
tutor.
y'all. Come
Your
on
player tutor. So this is why I don't trip, Haize, on the people going crazy. They do it in my comment. I don't trip on that stuff.
Yeah.
This is why you say I can cut them in slow. You and my wife funny. Said, bro, she said you cut them up. This I've gotten skilled in my older age, right? So I used to leave them open and bleeding all over the place. But now I'm a little bit older now, so I know how to cut them and sew them up, and they don't even know they bleeding. Or they had surgery.
See, I want them to know they're bleeding. Like, for example, this numbnut shit here. Looking here, how your profile picture? You ain't got no neck and man titties. Pick a struggle, bro. You out here looking homeless in your you could pick any possible profile picture. You pick one that you literally on here looking like motherfucking Drewski's stunt double. My guy, what are we
Where
talking
the fuck
about?
is he at?
What are we talking about, bro?
Well, I thought that was big extra
Y'all gotta
plug.
chill, bro. Like, y'all gotta chill. Don't be disrespectful to the guests.
But you know
Don't
what?
be
though?
disrespectful to the guests,
That's
bro.
the sign. That's the sign that you losing the actual intellectual part of the debate. When you start defaulting to the name calling and the, you know what I'm saying, you D-riding and all this other stuff, that means you just don't have the intellectual capabilities to keeping up. So,
of course,
you know what I'm saying? You projecting, you calling yourself out. It is what it is, man. Like I said,
Keep somebody at a water park.
he definitely look like his ass about to go down the slide.
And
Oh,
then the man's header on his YouTube channel is Cunt Destroyer, and he got a picture of a dog. I don't know what he's trying to tell us, but that's what the information's out there. I'm not saying anything. I'm
you be with the pickup trucks.
I'm just going off of
with
the
the
information.
trailers.
I am just giving the information. Look, you can see it. I didn't make that. That's his YouTube channel. That's his YouTube channel.
Freaky fuck you.
That's all I'm saying.
You freaky. It's all, bro.
The
It's
facts
always
are
the
there.
freak. Man,
Boy, what the fuck, boy?
you could at least put lotion on your picture, bro. You look like 2005 Gucci talking about Cunt Destroy. What?
hey, listen, man. I need a little bit of this on my channel.
Well, I'm just saying, I would never call myself Cunt Destroyer and follow that up with a picture of a dog. What are you trying to tell us, my guy?
Man, Joe, you got some
Anyway.
explaining to do.
I'm trying my best to keep Petty Rose. We got a guest in the building. Shout out to
Hey.
Coach T coming and dropping facts.
Nah, man.
Listen,
Anytime, man.
yeah,
Anytime,
Coach
bro.
T, the way that Coach T spits it is so well, and make sure that you guys go and follow him on his YouTube channel. He gives great breakdowns. He's he helps you understand the game of football better.
Absolutely.
And I can honestly say going to watch Coach T's channel has made me in the way that I
look
view
at it
football have looked at it differently. So he's a great,
Hey, man.
great
And,
absolutely.
and I got to say this, man, because at the end of the day, I'm a teacher at heart. Every coach is a teacher at heart. I got to give him his props because Stevo was one of the people that when I disappeared after last season, because y'all got to keep in mind, last year was my first year doing Bears DIY media at my wife's suggestion. She's like, you just need to get it out because I removed myself from the sideline due to COVID, right? But Stevo was one of the people that reached out. He was like, bro, where you at? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we need that. We need that info. And the other thing is, bro, my pops who played and coached the game, you know what I'm saying? Still, he'll text me and be like, man, I learned something. I learned something every time. So at the end of the day, bro, that's what it's about. I don't care about trolls and none of that. And for probably the last 12, 14 months, bro, I've been pretty accurate on these takes. So tap in, man. Tap in.
Show
Yeah,
definitely
bro.
check out
For sure.
Coach T. My man's be cooking it up.
Molasses.
Man, and shout out to y'all what y'all do, man. I you know what I'm saying? Haize, I get to the comments. We go, I have to hit them in the DMs every once in a while. I'll be like, hey man, this shit wow. What
Me and Coach T had like a 30-minute phone conversation one day just talking about how wild some of these
I was like, this shit, wow, what are we really doing, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but it's all the love of the game, man. And you know, it is what it is. I think we on the right path. We building the winner. And don't be mad. I'm telling you, it's at least 2 or 3 deals on the table right now, bro.
It gotta be.
Yeah. Bro, he moving
You
too
don't
swift.
move like
Hey,
that.
y'all pick y'all favorite character. That's how Ryan Poe's moving right now.
Facts.
You know
I
what I'm
like the
saying?
way he put that. He is moving kind of slick right
Man,
now.
call that
When you
Yeah.
man
put it that
Snowman.
way.
He
Like
moving like he
like
got it in
Jeep.
his bag, like that tax check just hit. You know what I'm saying? And he fresh
Hey,
out the barbershop. You know
what
how
we
we act
just
when we
say?
just left the
What we
Did you
just
barbershop.
just
say
say that last
yesterday?
night? That's crazy.
I got
What
my
you just say
tax check
last night?
and I got a fresh cut. What is we
Yeah.
doing?
And I got that used car I got on Harlem.
That's it. There you go. I just got a fresh car wash. I got a fresh haircut, and my tax check just hit. What are we talking about? Hey,
Yeah.
Washington, run me them pics.
Yeah, man, for sure. But let's make it through these super chats before we get up out of here because your boy is tired. I'm not even finna lie to y'all, man. We got Big O in the building with a super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel, my brother. We appreciate everything that you do, how you support us with the calls and everything, Big O. We got Glenn Miller in the building. Says, I think the Bears are doing things right. Pose is doing a great job. Imagine trading the number 1 pick and getting Harrison. So Harrison, Allen, Moore, plus our rushing attack. Playoffs for sure. By the way, big fan of the show. Well, thank you for that, Glenn. And we kind of talked about that a little bit on the last live stream. A wide receiver core of Marvin Harrison Jr., Keenan Allen, and DJ Moore would be by far the best wide receiver room we've ever had in the history of the Chicago Bears.
Right.
Goodness.
That is crazy. I'm telling you.
Never had that much talent in one wide receiver room for the Bears. Brandon L. Jet, the general, says, excuse me if I don't get thrilled for this trade. Even if Poles draft Marvin Harrison Jr., you still got to put on the helmet and execute. Bears might look good on paper, but they got to show me the way I measured it is best. Is beat GB in Detroit, then you'll be. I mean, listen, can't knock that at all. You got to have the result.
Can I ride in on this?
He always
Got
consistent
me on
like
the
that.
clock, man.
Yeah,
I like this comment too because it strikes at the core that you don't win games on paper, but I want to also provide this, right? So help fans manage expectations, right? Everybody was upset at the last Green Bay game that we losing, right? But they didn't pay attention to the fact we lost that game by 8 points. And styles make fights, right? Styles make fights. And the way Matt Eberflus chose to approach the game plan, I thought it was cool. I thought it was the right game plan on defense, right? So, that's a dynamic offense over there at Green Bay. They got players and they spread the ball all over the field, but we held them to 8 points, right? If the game plan, the approach in that style of fight, right, is not to do a shootout versus Green Bay. It's to ugly up the game, run the ball, shorten the clock, because you run the ball, you shorten the clock, you shorten the game, and you keep that other offense off the field, right? As opposed to how Dallas chose to go against Green Bay in the shootout. And I said, they finna get their ass blown out the stadium because you cannot get in a shootout with Green Bay. So pay attention to how Shane designs this offense. It may you may not get into the third wide receiver, perhaps maybe at the beginning of the season, may be a luxury. It's going to be a lot of 12, 13 personnel, 2 wide receivers. That third guy might not get a lot of tick early on because we want to bully people with this offense and run the clock. So Jordan Love and more importantly, Matt LaFleur's offense is not on the field. So manage your expectations because even if we get these dogs like these players like that, I don't think the style that Shane wants to play. And by the way, shout out to your boy KJ. I'm name dropping tonight because I had two separate 2.5-hour conversations, and this might be news for your channel. By the way, they made me take that tweet down. I ain't gonna say who, but I had 2.5 conversations with Kerry Joseph when I was at the Senior Bowl. And listen, this is the thing about coaches. I didn't have to ask Kerry Joseph about Justin. We just talked ball for 2.5 hours, 2 days, and he was dropping gems. That's why I'm telling y'all this. Watch out for the style of play. It might not be what Green Bay is doing and what Detroit is doing, trying to light up the scoreboard, 50, 60 points. I think we're going to be a bully style offense. That's what I'm getting to.
And I'm all for it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Squeeze was in New Washington and New England like Sony Weaver did Seattle with Bo Callahan. That's funny. That's listen. These are y'all young people. They don't get that reference, bro. Psychopath Pose probably has plans to trade back with Washington and then again with more QB needy teams. I love it. That may be what's on store. We'll see. There's a lot of different options that they go, but it's looking close to that. CBP Film says, Stevo, what did I say in these spaces, bro? LL, Coach T sound like every football coach I talk to about. Coach T be cooking. That's what it is to come down to. Coach T be cooking.
Shout out to the CBP. That's one of our folks too.
Bear Down says, let's go, boy. Shout out to the super chat. We appreciate you on that one.
Sir.
CBP in the building says, hey, coach, if you need a roaster, I'm available. That's it.
Yeah. I need to get Haize over, man. You're hired assassin, bro.
Hey, sniper with that. I always do, and people always know. They know if I look to the left, best believe I'm doing some research to flame somebody. That's all you gotta know.
That's your attitude,
bro. You got a whole process behind it.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
I've never seen somebody pull up a picture in record time. You don't even look like he looking.
Bro,
how you find his channel that fast?
Yeah, for real. It be
real
quick, bro.
Big Boss Maine says, you guys are breakthrough fresh air. Listening to local Chicago media has been it's been even terrible. Worse. It's been even worse.
Ooh, terrible.
It's been even worse. And Kevin, I gotta read this. Adam Hogue, Cap, and Danny Parkins are really doing amazing work out here trying to lead the blind to the light. The city hasn't had competent QB play that we confuse competence with excellence. Shaking my head. Well, here's what I'll say. Somebody on CHGO just accepted an award for a throat goat, not knowing what it meant. Let's talk about leading the blind to the light. I'm just gonna leave that at that. So
hey, I wanted a piece of that one. I wanted a piece. Listen, before you put that comment up, you said something about media. Man, I wanted a piece of that one so bad because, bro, the way these dudes is acting out here, they acting real funny.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying.
I agree.
I have a pet peeve about trying to mind screw people and gaslight them, bro. Y'all out here trying to. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna go ahead and put it down, bro. Y'all out here trying to gaslight these fans into thinking. Listen, I'm just gonna tell you football stuff, schematics, and let you decide. I'm not gonna. Stevo know this about. I'm not gonna force you to think what I think.
Yeah.
So when you have no alternative left but to sit out there and make posts about, well, we should be. Any other fan base would be happy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Any other fan base would be happy that we got the number. Listen, you not finna fucking gas like this fan base into thinking like you, and then turn around and post today again, and you shitting on all the Bears Twitter, bro. I'm not with that. I'm not with that, bro. Because guess what? For people like us, Twitter is a gas. It's like the ground zero grassroots of the operation. I see so much talent on Twitter, and I tell people like Stevo, people in the spaces all the time. I'm like, stop wasting your time. That's content. Get out there and get on the platform and produce that. It's grassroots talent. It's a lot of talent out there, and regardless of whether you like it or not, that's part of the fan base. And for me, I'm gonna take that shit personal because a lot of my followers come from Twitter. So you're not finna sit out there and shit on them because, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all motherfuckers think, I'm sorry, bro, but I gotta say it.
You good.
Yeah, go.
I'm all right. I'm good.
Good.
Yeah. These motherfuckers think they better than the fan. Like you think because you sit up on a platform.
Talk to him.
You think I don't like that shit, bro. You think because you sit up here, you on a high horse or you traditional media, because guess what? If you think you better than the Twitter fans, then you think you better than us who are doing DIY media. See, you got to be careful what you say out of your mouth, because when you trying to, you know what I'm saying? When you trying to take shots at the people that rock with us, you taking a shot at us. So, you know what I'm saying? I got something for them though. Stand by.
Oh, I've been listen. Everybody knows I'm the pettiest motherfucker around. I got cases on all you bitches. Just
That's
know
what
that.
I'm saying. Like I'm not. Listen, I would not come at the fans because the fans are gonna do what the fans gonna do. But you're in a position of influence, and you're in a position of leadership. See, you know what I'm saying? I like hunting elephants. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do it. but I got something for his ass.
Oh,
Let's
Y'all
get it.
know who I'm talking about too.
Yes,
For
sir.
sure. Well, it's getting late, y'all, man. We appreciate you guys sticking through with us, man. Coach T came through. This is a huge
Shout out
occasion.
to
You get
Coach
Coach
T.
T to
Yes.
come through at almost midnight Chicago time. I know,
Hey,
listen, people are
right.
tired.
Nah, I'm getting up there, but y'all see the gray up. But we linked up for the draft too, right?
Yeah,
so
we linked
they
up for the draft. Yep.
Absolutely.
We got to link in with that. But thank you guys as well for staying up late with us, man. Make sure you guys are following us at Shy Bears Central. Make sure you go check out Coach T as well. His channel was pinned comment in this video, so y'all make sure y'all go over to him, educate yourselves, even if you
I need to get numbers like you, man. I'm trying to retire, bro.
Listen, disagreeing and it's fine. That's the thing. Let's not get disrespectful. We can disagree all day, every day. And when you get disrespectful, y'all know, can't nobody get more disrespectful than me. With that said, Chi-Town up, bear down, y'all. Love you guys.